was only born last weekend. Sorry, Mom. Look. Oh my God. Why are lambs so adorable? So adorable. Morning, guys. How are you? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely week. The weather is insane. It is so good, isn't it? We've skipped spring. We've just jumped straight into summer. But oh God, it's amazing. Just feels so good to be so warm again. It's like 22 degrees. And yeah, it's just the best. The absolute best. Make the most of it. But you've always got to say in the UK, got to make the most of it because, you know, it probably won't be like this next week. Anyway, I'm heading off to Badminton a bit later today. I've just finished riding B, so I'm heading home now. Yeah, so far, it's been a great week just because the weather's been so wonderful. And everything's so alive now, isn't it? Like, it's all so vibrant and lush, and it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to come straight out with it. I have a market research question that I want to ask you guys. I want your honest thoughts and opinions. Leave them in the comments below. You can be as brutally honest as you like, I won't mind. So I'm quite creative, I always have been, always writing things down on bits of paper as business ideas for the future that I'll never do anything about. Biggest daydreamer. When I'm out hacking, I'm always daydreaming. Always wanting that kind of, I think my goal is to one day have a business that I can be super creative in, and I can try and grow and develop and have like a team around me and something I can be really proud of and hopefully have a decent enough wage off of one day. And even though that's probably a bit of a dream currently, this week's creative thought, because you know they're always bubbling around in my head, it could be a possibility, you never know. But annoyingly, my idea is already in a very flooded, saturated market. And as soon as I tell you what it is, you're going to go, oh yeah, way too many of them already. It's an equestrian clothing brand. You can all say it now. Oh God, really? Because there's way too many out there. I mean, I don't even know half of them. I know the kind of old school ones like Ariat, like Picure, Cavallo, Toggy. I don't know any of these new brands. And these new brands that do the kind of, and you know, it's personal taste, I know, but the matchy looks and the kind of like equestrian leggings, riding leggings, and then the kind of quite tight-fitting tops. I'm not a fan personally because I think they highlight every lump and bump. Now it's okay if you're a stick insect or you've got plenty of confidence with how you look and you know you don't mind showing your figure off, which is brilliant if you don't. But personally, I don't like showing every lump and bump. And I think there's a gap in the market for clothes that are flattering, that are elegant, that give riders confidence, especially women, that give riders confidence and don't make them feel self-conscious. For as long as I can remember, I have always been really self-conscious about my tummy area, and so much so that in the summer, like in this time of year, I will always have a gilet on because it hangs nice and like down flat so that you can't see my tummy. Because as soon as you get to wearing just a polo shirt, even a polo shirt which isn't that tight fitting, it highlights your like muffin tops, your love handles, and it makes me feel really self-conscious. And I don't like riding thinking, oh, people can see that I've, you know, had a Belgian bun for lunch or something like that. And so I want to design clothes that are more flattering to people's figures, that, you know, help kind of take away the eye from those areas that we don't want people looking at, while still being stylish and comfortable. And I wouldn't call it a shapewear or anything like that, but just clothes that are really trying to enhance the right areas on a woman's figure, not the wrong areas, which I think that kind of tight-fitting gym clothing does do. It kind of sticks itself to the lumps and bumps that we don't want people looking at. So I guess my questions to you guys is, do we feel like there's room for another clothing brand in the equestrian industry? Even though I do feel like this is quite different to what's out there. Do you know of any companies already that do I don't want to say shapewear, I need a better word for it, but do kind of more flattering equestrian riding clothing, kind of thinking about women's figures, thinking about not highlighting the lumps and bumps and that sort of thing. Are there any clothes out there that you think, oh, I wish they'd improve this on the breeches, or I wish they'd make tops that did this? Or it is amazing what you can do with stitching and binding to help create or help make a piece of clothing more flattering on a figure. And any other thoughts you've got, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. I don't know if this is even possible for me to do. Like, it's all right having a dream, an idea, and drawing a few, you know, clothing ideas, but whether I can actually take this from paper to getting a design made up and all that, I just don't know. I've not looked into it any further. I've just currently been doing some little doodles and thinking about the things that I would like to see improved in riding wear. But sometimes you've got to try these things, haven't you? You never know. But yeah, my dream would be to have a top that I can wear in summer and I don't have any lack of confidence wearing it. I'm not worried about my tummy area or my hips or anything like that. Like, I can just ride, feel like it's flattering, and yeah, and just enjoy the sun.
Inventor himself. And we're being careful. He's got over 200 youngsters. He's got 40 elite youngsters, but this is his first daughter, which is Cathiston Timeless, being ridden by Charlotte Dicker, and part the doyen of British dressage, 4 Olympics and 1 alternative Olympic. Jenny.
Talking to me. Thank you very much for inviting.
By Clover Brigade, and Sarah herself and our Olympic rider.
Afternoon, guys. I am back from Badminton. Purchased just 2 items, one being this hat. Look how cute this hat is. Love the little snaffle detail there. £10. I only bought it because I didn't bring a hat, and it's so hot there. I was thinking I'm going to seriously burn my face at this rate. And yeah, £10. I love it, and I've always kind of wanted one of these sort of pretend straw hats, so that was a steal. Came from a stall called, I think it was called the House of Tweed Discount. It's quite near the entrance into Badminton, so once you like go through the fun fair stuff, if you turned left and then right, it was down there. So if you want to look out for a cheap hat, this one does the job perfectly, and it's kept my head lovely and cool. And the only other thing I purchased was some of the lavender shampoo from Smart Grooming. I did see some pretty good priced breeches, Procure ones in, I want to say classic dressage or something like that. I just didn't have the energy to try them on, but they were 60 quid down from 120, so it was quite a good buy. Other than that, no other shopping done. Enjoyed my picnic, walked a little bit of the course, saw a friend, sort of sat in one of those little tents by the lake, which was very nice, had a drink there, that felt rather fancy, and yeah, had a nice day out. And now I'm contemplating taking Sienna for a ride. It has been, look at this, just amazing weather. It's incredible. Like I say, it's like summer. We skipped spring, we're just in summer. Welcome to my very messy utility. I think it's time, guys. I think it's time for the summer boots. I've been still wearing my winter thermal boots with thick socks and plastic bags on to keep my feet dry because they've got big holes in them now. So I think it's time that we break out the new boots and probably throw the old boots in the dustbin. I actually need to keep an eye out for some winter boots for next winter. But look, I just love the blue on these. So yeah, it's time. I have a feeling these were quite tall, so I'm gonna have to break them in a little bit as well, otherwise they're gonna cut the back of my knees off. But I was rather excited. Gonna look smart again for once. Look at this lady's dapples. It's amazing that she's as fat as she is when she goes out for such a short amount of time. I was gonna ride, but there is building work going on across the road. Not that I think she'll be too much of a problem there, but they've got a digger going and everything. And to be honest, it's kind of like going home time on the roads now. So I thought, do you know what, we'll give her a lunch. I also think she's coming into season. If I've got my dates right, she should come into season tomorrow. So actually it doesn't do her any harm to just have the saddle off and no weight on her back. She's got this obsession with like running her nose against the ground when she's walking around. So yeah, we're going to do some poles. Got some trot poles raised over there, and then some canter poles here. I'm letting her cut in because I'm only holding her one-handed, and I need both hands on the reins if we're going to lunge, don't we? Because otherwise she'll just get closer and closer and closer and closer to me. Yes. Should we get cracking? Look at that blue sky behind you. Oh, so that's a face of a mare that's coming into season. Oh, Sienna, it's not that bad. Bless her. Oh, I'm looking a bit toasty after lunging Sienna. Anyway, I'm going to leave the vlog there. I know it was super short, not that interesting, but I really would love your thoughts, guys, on the clothing brand. You never know, maybe I'll be at Badminton one day with my own stand. Unlikely, I think we're more like to see pigs flying, but you never know, never know.